So Donald Trump, through his entire speech leading up, just moments before the counting began, right? Is stirring up an angry mob,
right,
and directing them to Capitol Hill.
Right.
I heard him say that. He said, "We're going to march there."
Right.
He was talking about getting down with folks.
Yep.
So in this, there is a conductor at the head of this.
Yep.
Who obviously had folks who were sort of minion-like, folks that were helping to enable, like Ted Cruz is, and Marco Rubio and other folks. But the guy at the top of this is what makes some of this even more, obviously, this is what makes this even more scandalous.
Right.
Is that this was not happenstance.
Right.
This was directed by the president.
Yes. I mean, he said in the speech, "You'll never take our country back. He said, "You'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength. You have to be strong." Right.
Yes.
He also said, "We're going to have to fight much harder, and Mike Pence is going to have to come through for us."
Right.
I mean, like you said, he was talking about getting down there with folks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Giuliani said, over the next 10 days, we get to see the machines that are crooked, the ballots that are fraudulent, and if we're wrong, we will be made fools of. But if we're right, and a lot of them, if we're right, a lot of them will go to jail. So let's have trial by combat.
What in the world?
This is Giuliani, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Trump said you don't concede when there's threats, when there's theft involved. Our country has had enough. We will not take it anymore.
Right.
And that's what this is all about.
Right.
So when you have this guy saying that we had enough, we will not take it anymore.
Yes.
This is what this is all about.
Yes.
We're going to march on the Capitol. What does that sound like?
Yes. Absolutely.
And then you've been telling these people that we were robbed, we were cheated. They've assaulted democracy by stealing it from me, even though there's no proof that has been stolen.
Right.
There's been proof of the contrary.
Right.
And you're rallying these people up. Giuliani is saying, let's have trial by combat.
Right.
What do you think is going to happen?
Right. What happened was the fruit of what has been rooted in the DNA of this presidency for the last 4 years, and particularly, I mean, this is the crescendo, my guy. This mug in no way is
This is the crescendo, is right.
This isn't the beginning of something.
This is the crescendo.
And it's interesting because I was taking notes on it as I'm listening to the speech, and I'm like, he's not blatantly saying take up arms,
which is what his supporters going to say. Oh, we're that's what he didn't say.
I said, but that's what I'm hearing. If I'm filling in the gaps, what it seems what happens next, because what do? You've called us all here to DC believing you.
Right.
And believing you, and listen, there's a lot to swallow there. Remember, we used to always talk about it with apologetics that I don't have enough faith to believe.
Yeah, what?
And I don't have enough faith to not believe in God.
Right.
Like it takes a whole lot.
There's a lot of implications of
when I begin to look at all the evidence that says that God is here and is real.
Right.
It's difficult for me to just walk. I'd have to work hard at that. Right. There's a similar kind of discipline that you have to believe that Donald Trump, Rudy, and folks in some of these, the dude in Texas, the governor in Texas, and Ted Cruz, other folks, you'd have to believe them over the FBI,
right?
Over the DOJ, over Homeland Security,
right?
You'd have to also believe them over other, let's see here, 60 judges,
right?
State level, the Supreme Court,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Some of those in which Donald Trump appointed.
Exactly. There's all of these sort of checkpoints you have to go steaming past.
Yeah. You have to go steaming past. You have to steam past logic.
Amin and I are not Constitution experts.
Yeah.
We have friends that might be, but I have a working brain.
Right.
I have a working brain and some sense of rationale, okay? Not to say that if you agree with Donald Trump, you don't. I'm just simply saying, if you wanted to, you could pick up a short form that summarize a sort of short form summary of what the election process is in accordance with the Constitution.
You can download the Constitution on your phone, Bill of Rights on your phone.
There literally was no wiggle room whatsoever for something significant to happen on Wednesday.
Right.
The vice president, that the Constitution is giving that dude the power that he can look at the certifications of the states.
Right.
He can look at the will of the people and say, nah.
No, we're not going to do it. I think not.
I just have to weigh my options, and I'm going with keeping my guy in.
The things that Donald Trump was saying was ordering Mike Pence to do, Mike Pence could not do.
Possible.
Right. He could not do it.